The Sportsocracy.
The ceiling is the roof. Let's make it happen. Let's keep moving forward.
You are in the Sportsocracy here on ESPN Asheville, and don't forget to check us out at thesportsocracy.com. Just click on that live video link. You can watch the show each and every day rather than just listen to us here on ESPN Asheville or, of course, everywhere on the iHeartRadio app. Hit that subscribe button so you can get in on the comments. Where does Jimmy G go from here? San Francisco 49ers fell short in the NFC Championship game, losing for the first time in 7 meetings with the LA Rams, and nobody looks worse today. Well, I think Patrick Mahomes looks worse today than Jimmy G, but Jimmy G's taking a whole lot of heat, and especially it's all because of that last interception. I mean, you got Aaron Donald hanging all over you, and you're just praying that something's going to happen. And you throw it right to the defense. It's fun times.
Let me ask you a question. What quarterback yesterday had the highest QBR?
The highest QBR?
Mm-hmm.
Was it Jimmy G?
It was Jimmy Garoppolo.
No, it wasn't.
Yes, it was.
Stop that.
71 for Garoppolo, 61.9 for Matthew Stafford. Joe Burrow was a 54.9, and Pat Mahomes was a 40.8.
How? How is that possible?
Analytically, Jimmy Garoppolo was just fine. Yeah. And I think the fact that he's catching so much heat for what happened is stupid.
I mean, that was an ultimate boneheaded decision, though. I mean, you can't deny that.
No, I don't dispute that.
Okay.
The pass was a little high. Mm-hmm. But Elijah Mitchell was still standing right there. That ball did get tipped up in the air, and I don't know why nobody seems to want to say that.
Mm-hmm.
I also know that Jimmy Garoppolo is let's say he's reasonably limited. The longest run the 49ers had yesterday was 9 yards. They had 2 runs of 9 yards.
Mm-hmm.
Other than that, they didn't have one go longer than 5, which tells me he was behind the chains all day.
Yes.
That's not what Jimmy Garoppolo does. That's not how this works.
Mm-hmm.
You want to fall to anybody? I'll tell you who I fully believe the blame should be on. The great kazoo, Kyle Shanahan. Can we get him a new hat? There is something about the way he wears hats that makes his head look like it is as big as the hood of an Impala.
We should get him those little Peaky Blinders hats like Bruce Arians has.
He needs something with a flap like over the ears. I don't really know.
Like a Sherlock Holmes hat?
Yeah, he needs something. Because, I mean, and look, there is nobody that is less prone to talk about the cranium size of another person than me, because I have the biggest head I've ever seen in my life.
Right.
But every time I see him wearing a hat, I'm like, could you put that on backwards or maybe turn it to the side a little bit? Like,
it just doesn't fit his head.
What you need to do.
It just doesn't fit his head.
What did the San Francisco 49ers do well yesterday?
What did they do well?
Mm-hmm.
Not real sure.
They were pretty good defensively.
I mean, yeah.
What did they do well offensively? George Kittle was largely irrelevant.
Which he has been for 5 weeks.
He had a touchdown. Other than that, not great.
Mm-hmm.
Best plays on offense, good passes by Jimmy Garoppolo to Brandon Ayuk and Deebo Samuel.
Yep.
That's it. And so the guy that kept you in this game is the guy you're blaming for losing it. Yep. I cannot understand that. I feel like, okay, and I'm going to say something a little weird here. Nobody should be shocked that I'm going to say something odd.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like if Jimmy Garoppolo was not the NFL quarterback that every one of our wives thought was so cute, we would not bang on him this much. Because that's the only thing that makes any sense. He gets killed. He's one of the winningest quarterbacks in the league. And everybody kills him for every little stupid thing that he does. He throws a bad interception.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, it was a bad interception. It was a bad decision to try to check it down, throw it out of bounds. You know who else threw a bad interception yesterday? Pat Mahomes.
Right.
You know who else threw a bad interception yesterday? Joe Burrow. Just so happened Jimmy's was in crunch time.
Mm-hmm. And I don't
know.
And
that by the way, I don't know that all of your wives find. I can tell you, HWA does.
Oh, I'm pretty sure. I mean, he's a handsome guy.
Yeah.
So, I mean, there ain't no shock to that. I mean, I agree with you. I feel like the guy who should be getting the most heat today is Patrick Mahomes. But Jimmy G, I mean, he has his share of it because that last play was just so bad. Like I said, I know you're under duress, buddy, but there are several things you could have done there other than give it to the other team.
And I don't dispute that.
Mm-hmm.
I just feel like San Francisco is about to walk into, you're going to get what you asked for, and you may live to regret it.
Well, I mean, they were always going to play that game.
Well, I mean, and I understand that. I didn't really understand what it was that San Francisco saw of we have to trade up for a quarterback. Mm-hmm. I never understood that. I still don't understand that. I mean, I understand that Trey Lance has a high side to his game. I mean, my closest comp to him was good Cam Newton with a better arm. So, yes, I do understand how having a quarterback that is that mobile and that multiple in that system is going to be harder to defend. I have never looked at the San Francisco 49ers and gone, your problem is Jimmy Garoppolo. Your biggest problem is every player on your team, I think, is made of popsicle sticks. Every one of them gets hit real hard. Guaranteed they're going to the sideline. I don't think I've ever watched a game with Deebo Samuel in it that he didn't get help at the sideline at some point. Mm-hmm. And I love the guy. But, okay, this guy beat Jamar Chase as best receiver in the NFL in a poll we did yesterday.
But Jimmy Garoppolo's always been on the outside of that
I'm not
elite
telling you he's
tier.
great.
No.
He doesn't
I understand
have
that.
to be.
I understand that.
In this system, you just need a guy that's not going to turn the ball over.
Mm-hmm.
And for 58 minutes, Jimmy Garoppolo did exactly what you asked him to do.
Yes.
One bad decision, and he's the reason you lost.
Mm-hmm.
I got news for you. Jimmy Garoppolo is not the reason you lost. He's not. The reason you lost is because you could not put them away. You could not stop them when it mattered. There's a lot of blame to go around here. And the only thing I've heard all day long is, well, San Francisco can't wait to get rid of Jimmy Garoppolo to turn the reins over to Trey Lance.
Because there's a higher upside with him.
I will promise you, I'm a betting individual.
Mm-hmm.
Trey Lance starter next year.
Mm-hmm.
I'll bet you $1 to a donut to anything in between. They don't get back here next year.
I'll agree with that.
Anything you want. The learning curve is going to be steep for this kid.
Mm-hmm.
Level of competition,
yeah.
toughest division in football. Yep. And I feel like there's going to come a time next year that Jimmy Garoppolo is, I don't know, throwing dimes to Terry McLaurin for the Washington football team, where San Francisco is going to go, we really didn't appreciate that guy. It'd be nice if we could get old Jimmy back.
Depending on what they can get.
I'd literally see it in the offing.
That's it, depending on what they can get. I mean, if you can get something
they're not going to
good,
get as much as you think.
Well, I don't know what they're going to get. What do you think they get? You going to get a 2, a 3?
I would say it's going to look strikingly similar to the Carson Wentz deal. 2 conditional 2s that based on playing time can move up to a 1. You're not getting a 1 in this draft. I will promise you that.
Right.
Because they know you're leveraged. You did this to yourself. Mm-hmm. And I think John Lynch is a brilliant GM. But you did this to yourself. The entire league knows you're moving off Jimmy Garoppolo. Mm-hmm. So why are they going to aggressively throw offers at you?
Well, they're going to get in a bidding war with themselves. The quarterback needy teams will, I mean, Denver, Pittsburgh,
and here's
Washington.
The thing. Denver has higher sights than Jimmy Garoppolo.
I agree.
I don't think he fits in Pittsburgh. David Evans Olson just asked that in the comments, and that was the next thing I was getting ready to say. I don't think he fits particularly well in Pittsburgh. Mm-hmm. There's one team where I really think he could be the best that he is. Here's the other problem. Almost every quarterback needy team is in the NFC. Mm-hmm. Do you want to play him do you want to have to go through Jimmy Garoppolo? If you're San Francisco, do you really want to ship him to Washington with how much talent they have defensively? Mm-hmm. How well he can run a very similar offense? You really want to risk that? Because I don't think you do. No. And if you do, you're playing with fire. And if you get burnt, you get what you get.
Right. Highest odds for his next landing spot. I'll throw these out at you real quick. You tell me if you like it or not. Plus 400 to Pittsburgh.
I don't think he fits that scheme.
Plus 400 to Washington.
I love that one.
Plus 550 to the Tampa Bay Buccaneers.
Stop. Kyle Trask is your quarterback. I'm sorry that your best friend retired, and now you are something awful. But no.
Plus 600 to the Denver Broncos.
I get it, but I think they have higher aspirations.
And then there are 3 teams at plus 700 right now to be the next landing spot for Jimmy Garoppolo.
Oh, these are going to be so stupid. I see it coming. I see it coming.
They all have quarterbacks already. Miami.
That one's dumb.
The Carolina Panthers.
That one's dumber.
And the Las Vegas Raiders.
I hate people sometimes. Whoever made those lines, I don't like you, because now I'm going to have to answer that question way more times than I want to.
On the weird scale,